Alright guys, Rich here from the RCNetwork, and this video is going to be a quick little tutorial on how to lock your rear diff on your HPI Sprint 2. Now, I have been talking to a lot of the drift gods out there in YouTube land, and they definitely recommend to lock the rear diff, and also putting a one-way front for the front diff. So I went ahead and I installed the one-way front, and I had an extra diff, so as you see there in the far left, you'll see a fully assembled Sprint 2. I'm still working on it, getting some of the electronics in, and just fine-tuning a lot of the adjustments on it. And so I had the extra diff, and I went ahead and tore it down, and I kind of want to show you guys the internals of it and how I am going to actually lock this rear diff. Now, there's many ways out there to do it. Some people use CA glue, epoxy, Play-Doh. See someone out there actually putting in little body clips inside. There's actually a diff locker that HPI makes. It's actually for a different vehicle. I believe it's for the Wheelie King, but not too sure if that's going to work for this particular diff. So I went ahead and I tore this down. I'm going to actually use hot glue and see how that works. So this is an extra diff for me, so you know, if it gets destroyed, it's okay. So I went ahead and I tore it down, and the hardest thing about the diffs here is going to be getting all the grease out. Now you're going to see some glistening in there, and you can only get so much out. I have lots of Q-tips in the foreground, and you know, I've kind of went in there, took the E-clip off there, which is another nice little fun item, and you know, really got in there with a Q-tip and got most everything out. Now, when you're disassembling, the first thing you have to do is, you'll see back here there are 4 little Phillips screws that you do have to remove, and basically this thing just comes apart, and you got lots of grease in there from the factory. So went ahead and removed most of the grease. You will no longer need also the spider gears here anymore. Those things go away for this particular setup. So that's basically it right there. The other side, same thing. You know, just want to get all of the grease out of there so it's all ready for some hot glue. So let me go ahead and get the glue gun fired up, and I'll show you what I do. Alright, and I'm back now, and I went ahead and heated up my glue gun. Please do not judge me on the color of my glue gun. I'm not even sure what color it is, but it definitely doesn't look like something that belongs in the shop. But if you're not familiar with glue guns, you can pretty much get these things for pretty inexpensively at most craft stores and things like that, Michael's and those type of places, and they use basically just these glue sticks that you know, just melt down and they glue things together. So lots of people use them for art projects and that kind of thing. So anyways, had this thing here at the house and fired it up, got it going. I've already went ahead and dropped some into the one portion of the diff. I'll show that to you here, and you can kind of see it just kind of goes on there, and you know, it gets all in the nooks and crannies. So I started doing just small layers just to let everything dry, so there's no heat, you know, in the middle of the big glob of glue. So you want to just be careful with that as you're starting to put those on there. So let's go ahead and see this other side here. I haven't laid any in yet. The one downfall of hot gluing anything is it's definitely kind of a messy job, because it doesn't really make a clean release from the glue. So here you'll just see that it just starts kind of blurbing out, and you just want to kind of get it in all those little nooks and crannies. Definitely all into the little spider gears. The little spider gear there. That's basically it. So that's going to be my first little coat there. I'll let that dry up, and we'll kind of move on to the next coat. Alright, so I went ahead and got both sides pretty well filled up with hot glue. You'll see here, you know, pretty much almost a little less than level of the little kind of valley in there. Same thing on the other side, just right under level. Not too much in there. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry for just a few more minutes and go ahead and top the larger side off so it's just right over level, and then just kind of melt the two together. You just want to make sure you do this pretty quick so everything kind of melts together and definitely locks that in place. Alright, and I'm back now, and I went ahead and put the two halves together. It melted together nicely. I went ahead and reinstalled those 4 Phillips screws that you see there on the end, and everything is ready to go back into the Sprint 2 Sport as far as my locked rear diff. So really happy with the way this has turned out. It's definitely not a permanent fix. It's definitely you're able to reverse the effects of this by just simply peeling out the hot glue if you choose to go back. So, but all in all, pretty happy with the way this has turned out. It's pretty firm as far as trying to move the two out drives, and you'll see here I've also set it up to where they're both facing the same way, just to, you know, part of my OCD-ness and you know, keeping the dry pins kind of moving the same way. So that way, if it happens to be different, I can definitely tell right away if it is somehow come unlocked. So, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video. Hopefully this has helped you, and if you have any comments, definitely put that down below. Questions as well. That's it for now, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Subscribe and thumbs up. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.